Hey, so this is a follow-up video to the Introduction to Conjugating Spanish Verbs or Introduction to Spanish Verbs. And we're going to start with the ER ending verbs. So if you guys haven't watched the introduction, I would strongly encourage you to because this will make a lot more sense. So what we went over in the last video is that every verb has two parts. It has a stem and an ending. And the ending here is ER. Okay? What we talked about in the last video is that you subtract the ending to conjugate a verb. So you're going to go ahead and get rid of that ending, and we'll be left with just comb, okay? But we can't just say comb. We have to add a set of endings. And I'm going to introduce you to a chart that I use to do all of my endings. So basically I use this chart. I find it's way easier to organize it if you have it in a chart. So we're going to do I up here, so I eat would be there. You, so you eat would be there. He or she, and we'll talk about the different words for that. We're going to skip this square today. I'll make a video for this square specifically because it's a little bit more challenging. And then down here we have they. So this is the chart I like to use because I think it's really well organized and it helps me teach in the classroom as well because we do a lot of moving activities. So I'm just going to use this chart, so get familiar with it. Okay, so what we do, I'm going to show you the ending for each person. So each person has their own ending. The I ending is going to be an O. The U ending is going to be an ES. The he, she ending is going to be an E. The they ending is going to be EN. And we is going to be EMOS. So we're going to go ahead and put the root in here. Do you guys remember what the root is from over here? That's right, it's comb. So we're going to go ahead and we'll do blue. Comb in front of all of these. Oops, sorry, that was a little smushed. And then this is the word for each person. So here we go. I'm just going to write all these in. And comb. Sorry, this is a little bit messier than I thought it would be. Okay, so here we have each person. So if you want to say I eat, you say como. You eat is comes. He or she eats is come. They eat is comen. And we eat is comemos. Comemos. So this works for any ER verb, these endings. So if I said, let's do beber, which we also talked about in the last video, the introduction video, it means to drink. We're going to get rid of the ER and we're going to add these endings. So this one's the I square again, you square, he, she, we, and they, right? So we'll go ahead and fill in the endings. If you remember from the last chart, it's O, ES, E, EN, and EMOS. So the O's up here, ES, E, EN, EMOS. Maybe this one will be less messy. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the root in blue again. The stem, so we just do B-E-B, and that's bebo, yo bebo. Yo means I, and there's a video on these too. Bebes, you drink is bebes. Bebe, beben, and bebemos. Does that make sense to everyone? So we're just going to go ahead and attach on these endings. So these endings are something you need to memorize for each form, okay? So you need to memorize that I, if it's I and it's in the yo form, which is what it's called in Spanish, it's going to be O. You is going to be ES. He or she is going to be E. And then EN and EMOS. Now just a reminder, this only works for ER verbs. So if you see a verb like comer or beber that both end in ER, these are the endings that you would use in the present tense. So any verb that ends in ER and you're conjugating in the present tense, these are the endings you would use.